All right, stand by. There we go. What? Oh, now it's reset. Okay. Hey, good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal, and race 2 for this coming Thursday on TNT races in this nice 1977 Holden Torana A9X. We're going to be heading to Hockenheimring National Circuit. This one's going to be interesting. We'll see. Again, we did run some shakedown laps before the season started, but this car, let's just say that the car setup is not ideal for Hockenheim. So you'll see why here in a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and run a couple warm-up laps. Then we'll do the kind of the slow track walk kind of thing, what I'm looking for, what I think the car likes, what it doesn't like. There's a lot it doesn't like. And then I got to practice, so I'm going to do the mock race. So that standard Shaggy SoCal track guide video. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. The one thing I do want to make sure of is for demo purposes, let's go to medium tire, 50% fuel. Okay, and start race. Oh, no, cancel. Start race. There we go. The car, get in. And I think this one starts you on the run into the stadium section, so yep. So we'll just we'll leave it in fourth right now because I think that's the gear I'm going to be in anyway. That turn's going to probably be the hardest one for me to do consistently. It's a little more. That's a little more curbing than I want to use. All right, let's run a couple of laps here and see what happens. Probably missed the braking there a little bit. Whoa! It's an adventure every corner. Late. That's still a big penalty. Okay. That's figured might as well test that theory while I'm off track. Missed that braking. Okay, Hockenheim. We'll just go ahead and finish this turn here. Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about all the ways that Hockenheim is going to try and kill you over the course of a lap. The first one being turn one. You know what? I'm going to make my life a little easier when I do this. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. That way I don't have to worry about, stalling. So for me, coming down fourth gear, I think for me, I'm probably going to leave it and wind it out in fourth instead of short shifting, shifting up to fifth to take advantage of the torque. And I think it just sets me up better for turn one. What I'm not sure yet is it's like, I think it's for me, it's if I can get the braking right, I think I can do it in fourth gear. Otherwise, I'm dropping it to third to help, again, it's kind of putting the car a little bit more on its toes to help that turn in. But for me, the braking for turn one is at the 100 board here on the left side. And it's as I'm braking, I'm looking to the inside. I'm trying to find the red sausage curve and those inside cones. I'm trying to get focused on that. Peripherally, I'm keeping tabs on where the 50 board is because it's brake, 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 release the brakes, and then I'm starting to turn in as I'm getting to this access road. And ideally, and this is the first way Hockenheim is going to try and kill you. The red sausage curves in this corner is going to pitch the left side, going to pitch the right side of the car up on the left tires. And then again, we've had it in other cars before. It's very easy to overcook this corner and go way wide on the rumble strips. So neat and tidy as best you can. This is one of those, maybe get on the curbing a smidgen, but really try to avoid the curbing at the apex, and especially on the exit. The exit, I think, if you can get the car out and you're straight with with the track as you get onto the curbing here and you've unwound the wheel a bit, I think then it's a little bit, it's going to be bumpy. The car is going to bounce up and down a lot, but I think it's a little bit more manageable than to bring the car back onto the track. If you find that you're still having a lot of steering as you're getting onto that curbing, I would say you're at that point, you probably have completely overshot the corner. You might as well just go off and take advantage of the runoff here to the left, get the car settled, and then slowly bring it back on down the road a little bit and just kind of avoid the curbing altogether. But bumpity, 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 bumpity. Track limits are also, I haven't brought it up to see exactly where it goes kablooey, but I think the way the track limits work is the track limit line is on the where it's wider, it's on that left side of the curb wherever it is. So track limits are on the left side of this very wide blue and white curb, but as soon as it goes to the narrow one, then it narrows up. So just be mindful of that. If you're still kind of straddling curbs all the way down here, is you might hit the end here and all of a sudden, oh, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, there they are. Oh, maybe they do continue all the way down. Maybe that was a fix. Anyhow, use the curbs at your own risk. Heading down here for the next corner, another one where I might, as I get into the rhythm and kind of sort things out, I might wind it out in fourth as well. Again, it kind of gets the car, when you get to braking, it's high enough in the rev range, it'll help, get weight in the front tires. For me, braking for this next turn is right about where the green access road meets the track. Heavy braking, brake, 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 brake. For me, I'm going to try and do it all the way down to second gear. If I do it right, I'm going to take my normal line of, I'm going to clip the curbing here, but I'm going to keep the car on the right side and try to keep it on the right side up to where the access road here meets the track. If I've done that right, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be closer to the middle of the track. We'll see how it works out. Ideally, as I'm upshifting, I'm going to then bring the car back across. And this curbing is questionable. You can kind of get on it I think you just want to be careful crossing over it and then crossing back across it as you get onto the straight. So try and keep that one neat and tidy. But if you're all the way out to the right, that should open this up enough where you can still keep it full throttle and get nicer to this corner. Not really have to worry about wheel spin. Same thing on the exit. The exit curbing, much like turn one, is a little bit bumpy. It's not as bad as turn one, I don't think. So you can get on that a little bit if you have to, but 9 times out of 10, if you can be neat and tidy and stay off of it, it's better for the car because you're not, you're able to get full power, get both rear tires putting power to the pavement. So heading down the back, I guess I would call this back straight. Now I'm going to let the car come across. I'm going to treat this kind of as an apex, a late apex to bring the car across to the left side of the track, and then kind of line it up with. Now I don't look at anything specific anymore, but as you're sitting here, you'll see the cones to the left side where they're saying don't go down to the main hairpin. So I can kind of like if I keep those to the left, I can see a couple of things there in the distance. But you can kind of even here, you can see where the track splits and just line it up so that you're on the left side. Now for me, for braking for this turn, um, the access road here on the right side where it ends is a good reference point, just about where it ends. But what I'm actually been looking at, and now I'm looking at it now at noon in the daytime. I have no idea what this is going to look like at night, so I'll probably have to find something else. But if you can kind of see the discoloration of the pavement there, the kind of the darker patch, where that patch starts is where I'm braking for this hairpin, double apex hairpin. So brake, 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 down to second gear. This one is a double apex corner, and if I've done it right, I'm going to clip the apex here. I'm really not going to bring the car out far at all. Maybe mid-track at most, if I do it right. If I do it wrong, I'll probably be all the way out on the left side, and then try a late apex in the second half of it, and hopefully nobody's there that I chop their nose off. But just double apex. I'm going to try and abuse the green curbing here. This is the one nice curbing on Hockenheim. Roll into the throttle out. Can get on the curbing here a little bit. Bring it back across. Second gear, third gear. Braking for this next corner is right where, again, the access road kind of meets right before the curbing. I'm actually going to use the dirt patch right before the curbing as the reference point. Just as you get here, brake, 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 brake. I've been doing this in second. I might experiment a little bit in third, just kind of see what the car feels like. But this is such a sharp corner as well to get into that second gear is probably going to work more often than not. Um, Again, this is another one. The curbing on the inside, I stay off the red sausage curbing. That is the definite that will buck the car. But you can probably get on a little bit of the inside curbing. Roll into the throttle. For me, it's going to be a short shift to third. And the second I get the car where I line up back here on the left side with the curbing, it's then just a brief lift of the throttle and turn the car in. Still third gear, starting to roll back into the throttle. This is another nice curbing on the inside that you can take advantage of. Roll in third gear, manage the wheel spin out of this corner onto the other short back stretch heading to the stadium section. I'm going to try and stay off the curbing on the exit here. If you do, it does unsettle the car a little bit, but it shouldn't spin you out. So the this right-hander into the stadium section, this is the one I'm probably going to be most inconsistent on because I haven't found a definitive marker or reference point that I can use without the braking light to know exactly where I need to brake. What I've been looking at lately is, let me back the car up a little bit so that you guys know what I'm trying to do in the car, is the way the banners work, the way the green banners work is they're kind of in parallel with the track, and then the last two kind of angle in a bit. And it's usually where that first one angles in. That's what I'm kind of trying to gauge as far as trying to find where I'm braking to get the car slowed down. So it's one of these last two banners here. So it's either this one or it's the very last one or somewhere in between. regardless, what I'm going to try and do is get the car slowed down. Fourth gear, third gear, I'm going to brake, brake, brake. I'll probably start to turn the car in a little bit while I'm on the braking, but and this is the balancing act. I'm still trying to learn this turn without the braking line. I want to get to the point where as I'm passing kind of the speaker tower here on the left side, as that's getting to the edge of the screen, that's about when I want to be, have the car slowed enough that I can release the brakes and really commit to turn in. So that's what I'm kind of using as the turn in point. Fourth gear, third gear, depending on how good or bad I get the braking done. And I can use a bit of the inside curbing here. I'm going to try and clip it late. This is another one of the nicer curbing at Hockenheim. Bring the car out to the left side. Try to use as little of the not so nice curbing on the left side out as possible into the stadium. Bring the car back across. Now my reference point, even when I have the braking line on, is I always kind of gauge it off of where the green tire bundles end. And again, also where they put the timing line, makes you think you can brake later. Pardon me. But for me with this car, I have to brake a little bit sooner. And it's for me right now, it's about where I'm going to say the corner worker shack there with the blue roof. When that kind of goes out of frame for me, that's where I'm braking. So it's a little bit before the end of the tire bundles. So again, as I'm getting up to speed, those are the three reference points, or the reference points I'll be looking at is, where's that shack with the blue roof? Where does that go out? If I feel like, oh, I could have carried a little more speed in, then maybe I cheat up a little more and say maybe where the green tires end or where the orange marker is on the wall on the right side. But those are the things I'll be looking for getting into the corner. So brake, 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 brake. For me, this is releasing the brake to turn in. For me, this is a second gear corner. It's a double apex. So I'll clip the first one here, let the car come out a little bit, and then maybe bring it back down. Who knows? Maybe it's not quite as double apex as I think it is. But whatever line you take out, again, you get a little bit of banking into this corner, but you don't have any on the exit. What I've learned with this car is just the way it's sprung, and because it's stiffly sprung, as you come out of this banking and it flattens out, depending on how much throttle you're giving and how much steering you still have in it, you're going to feel the back tires spin up, and you can just, again, just anticipate a little bit. You might throw a little bit of counter steering in just to kind of keep it in check, but you should be able to slide the car out a little bit and get it out to the right side. This one, be careful crossing over. If you're gonna straddle the curbing, you can. This is now these last couple of corners really, depending on how you take the curbing, can severely upset the car, and especially if you're running sim steering, might put you in a situation where you're going to spin out. So just be mindful of curb usage, and especially as you cross over the curbing and then cross back. So I might be out here a little bit. I might try and keep it neat and tidy. Second gear, third gear. This is the first of the curbs that I got to be careful of, because my habit is to cross over. I think with a lot of other cars we've had that have a little bit more compliant suspension, our habit has been to crash these last, at least 3 out of the 4 curbs is to just totally take advantage and cross over. This car, be careful. It might be as you crash over, you might just want to, give it a little confidence lift as you come back across and then back into the throttle. I'll see what I do when I get into the mock race. But ideally here, still probably third gear out. I'm going to bring it straight across. I might clip this one a little bit. Track limits are very ticky-tack here. Well, you saw I got one on the warm-up lap that it's like, oh, okay. So be careful how much you use here. Braking for the final 2 turns is right where that access road ends. I'll be braking third gear. I don't go all the way out to the left. I don't need to. Turn the car in. If I do it right, I'll be able to hit this apex nicely late, let the car come out. And what I'm aiming to do is to bring the car out to the left side, out to the curbing, just touch the curbing, and be out here right at the pit in blend line. Because this blend line also tells me as I cross it, then it's a little lift out of the throttle, turn the car in for the final corner. This is the other corner where I'm just used to abusing the curbing. And you can, if you're going to straddle over it, just know that as you come back across, depending on how much speed you're carrying, how much weight transfers on the left side of the car, you're going to get the right side wheels are going to come off the ground and the car's going to slide. Back into the throttle, you might spin the rears up to drift the car out onto the front straight, and that's Hockenheim. It's a bit more technical course than the last few we've run, but also a longer lap, so fewer laps to scare us when we get the lap count. So with that, I'm gonna kind of stop the track guide portion of the stream, and then I'm gonna go flip over and do a mock race to kind of just see how horrible I'm gonna be here. So give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and exit. We'll go quit race because I want to reset everything up, and I'm going to pause the stream briefly just to reset the audio because, as I always complain about Twitch streaming through Xbox, and then we'll get into the mock race. So be right back. Okay, circuit race, custom, Hockenheimring, national circuit, and what did I have? What did I think the lap count was going to be? Okay. We're going to run 21 laps, and we'll go random, rolling 24, random, let's see what we get. Track rubber on, drivatar, all the drivatars. Oh, hang on, not done yet. Car's fine, rules, that should be fine. Standing random, one quick stop, mandatory pit stop. Yes, I'd like to accept those settings. Please be kind to me on the weather. Seems to love rain. Tell us about Hockenheimring, nice lady.
Near the end of your lap here at the Hockenheimring National Circuit, the hairpin in front of the huge grandstand is slightly banked, so take that one faster than you think.
Yes, but be mindful of the exit because the bank flattens out, and we've got a car that has a loose rear end. So, yeah, drizzle. Yeah, no, we're going to. But 12 p.m. Actually, 12 p.m. is fine. I don't mind the start. I don't mind the time. But I do mind the weather. Try again, Forza. Thundercloud, I can deal with thunderclouds. All right. And okay, so the last two things to do is I need to reset fuel and tire. Hard compound, we're saying 21 laps, most of the tank. Okay, and then I'll go back, and I do want to run manual clutch again. And save. And start race. 21 laps. Hockenheimring National in the Holden Torana A9X. Looks like I'm starting about mid-pack, so I'm just going to pull off on the left and let everybody else go by. Because for me, this is all about, it's not just about hot lapping, it's about traffic. Just trying to see what I can get away with. A lot later since I'm going a little bit slower. Rick, even your drivatar is very conservative on braking. I'm gonna let everybody go by. Come on, Rick. There you go. This race is going to be very interesting if we're just going to... Everybody's just tippy-toeing. Come on, driver tires. There we go. That's what I was hoping to hear. A little crashy. All right. So here's the bet. Are we going to see cars off at the hairpin in the stadium section? No, they all got up. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Hey. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know if that was the defensive line by the driver tar, if that's just the line they take. They kind of diamond the, cheat in a little bit. Third. Leave it in third this time, just see what it feels like. Third's going to be better there. Less chance of me missing a shift. I just have to remember to be calm with my shifting. That wasn't quick. A little too quick. Make it work. I'll try that in third next lap and see if that's better in third. Still not getting quite onto the curving as I want, but that's early, very early. I need to do that last turn a little bit later. Whoa. It's getting there. I think that turn will get much easier. Well, all the turns will get much easier once I get onto medium tires, but until then, we'll just do what we can. That's better. Yeah, you want to cross over a little bit or get along the curving, but don't straddling it is not as good. That's about the best I think I can take that. Yeah, I need to keep it in fourth up that straight. I was a little bit late getting to the brakes there. Yeah, that was too much curving. Reaching 5 to the leader. Oh. Turn in early. We are gaining on the leader, at least for the first part of the lap. Someone's off. I was more abusive on the gearbox and, you know, put it high into third gear rev range. Maybe I could do that turn in third, but stay over there. I am trying to use the throttle a little bit, you know, pulse it a little bit to see if I can get, as I missed the curve and turn there, to try and get the back to step out just that little bit. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. And I get the warning. Going wide a little bit. That's fine. Nice thing is, I only have to do one more lap on these tires. Get to the mediums. That was halfway decent. I missed the braking there. Alright, so how do we get into pit in without killing ourselves here? Alright, same thing, we're gonna go out. And that's where it catches us. Alright, so along pit lane, mediums, skip, then drink. I'm gonna miss out on getting a tire selection done. Well, it looks like I might beat Paul out of the pits. Or not. So, it actually releases you pretty early. Keep it to the right. Brake about the same point. I'm just gonna hold it to the right there, just in case there's faster traffic coming up behind me. Okay, yeah, this looks very, very, very different at night. So that dark patch heading into this hairpin that I've been looking at in the daytime, not working so well at night. So let's see what it looks like next lap if I get around B12 here in front of me. Spectacle tires. Oh yeah, grip. Drop it down a second just to work my way around here. I'm sorry, I'm a little hesitant. I'm expecting, there we go. Yeah, go off the track. Just sometimes when the driver cars are that far off the racing line and they're trying to get back on, you just don't know what they're going to do. And that was horrible right now. Alright, I gotta find a new reference point here for nighttime. I mean, you can just barely make it. Wow, it's dark down here too. You can just barely see discoloration at night, but it happens so late. I'm probably going to have to try and use that access road on the right hand side to gauge that. So that's why we practice, so we can learn these things. Okay, the other thing I need to start experimenting with is on the medium tires is how hard can I push as far as braking and yeah, that's a little too much straddling the curbs there. Kill the cones. Absolutely not see the first apex. Almost followed him out because I was watching him. Brake a little bit later. Nope, maybe not.
Total time penalty is about 2 seconds.
There's just some blind spots that just aren't well lit down here. That was a bad lap. I'm scared. There we go. There you go. You go out there. And kind of scratching my head of like why by the end of the lap am I so far off pace, and part of it's probably just because it is nighttime. Track's a little cooler, and when I can't see where I'm braking into a corner, it doesn't help either. Yeah, I'm missing. Yeah, it's. I'm just totally just missing my marks. That's just contemplating tire strategies of, if the race starts at night, is it better to then just start on the softer compound so you have a little bit more grip, and then hope that the track is rubbered up enough by the time you get onto the harder compound that it's not as huge of a disadvantage, but then hopefully by the time you're on the harder compound, track temperatures come back up a little bit. I have to play that strategy one of these days. I'm gonna start doing that hairpin in second, just because I can't see as well. It'll just make the car just a little bit more agile through there to help compensate for my lack of vision. Alright, second gear this time. That's better. A little bit late on the brakes there. Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. I forced that one, but you know, I'm trying to beat Rick out of the pits. Just wanted to make sure that I was ahead. That could have been better. So what I'm looking for here at night is green, white. Oh, and there's cone. That's what happens when I point stuff out that I'm only been looking at peripherally, which means that I'm not looking at what I should be looking at. So again, coming down to that hairpin at night, I'll see the green pavement on the left side just before I need to brake. And then there's a white line for the access road on the right side that I can kind of key off of to try and get my braking right.
Total time penalty is about 3 seconds.
I think I've got Mr. Jesus Good Speed covered. But, you know, there still is a lap to go. All right, let's see if I can clock a good one in here.
You got this.
Nope, not if I do stuff like that. That's gonna be another penalty.
Total time penalty is about 4 seconds.
So heading down to the hairpin here, if you look, it'll be, again, green access road on the right, not this first one, the second one. You'll see a white line on the right side, and then that's where brake and hopefully keep the car under control, because I can't see that apex. I can see that one. Stay over there. So that's Hockenheim National in this Holden Torana. 36:29 for my mock race. So yeah, 21 laps is probably about what we'll do. I don't know that it will be higher than that. Might be 19, but we'll see. I mean, a lot of that'll be what practice times look like and warm up. So with that, again, let's see the podium celebration. A little Fast and Furious there. John, Jesus, and me. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to call it a night. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, and we'll see you on track on Thursday. Happy racing.